When I say God is not in control, of course I'm not saying that God is not all-powerful. I believe God is all-powerful. God is all-knowing. But what I think many people mistake is the difference between the concept of sovereignty and control. I believe God is sovereign, but not in control. And the reason that is control implies using your power to manipulate people and circumstances to force a desired outcome. And sovereignty is instead having ownership over everything, but working through delegated authority, offering people choices with consequences. Here would be the obvious point. If God were in control, we read in the Bible, it's His will that none should perish. Well, then none would perish. But we observe that's not true.
Right.
People are perishing. How can that be? The answer is God's not in control. God is sovereign. What that means is God offers people choices. And there are consequences. What that means, for example, receiving Jesus, the Messiah, God doesn't force anybody to do that. God doesn't say, I will manipulate and control and force you. No, He offers a choice. He says, this is life, this is death, and it's eternal. It's your choice. That's sovereignty. So God isn't controlling every circumstance. See, we see horrible things happen. We see in our day people being beheaded, people being murdered, people being violated, and terrible injustice happening. All you have to do is pick up a newspaper or watch a news report, and you see all kinds of things happening on this earth that are awful. They're not God's will. That's not what God desired and wanted. Well, why is that happening? There's a very simple reason. Because God isn't controlling all those circumstances and allowing this, allowing that. What God has done is delegated authority to man. He did it in Genesis chapter 1, verse 28. He said to Adam and Eve, I give you dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, the animals, the earth. Satan came and tricked Adam into giving, and Eve into giving that authority to him. He set up his kingdom, which is a kingdom of death, destruction, devastation. And fortunately, God had a plan. He sent Jesus, the Messiah, on earth. And when Jesus died, shed His blood, He created a covenant. And in that covenant, when He rose from the dead, He said this, all authority in heaven and earth has been given to me. He didn't take that authority with Him to heaven. He turned right around and gave it back to us as believers. And the situation in which we now live, Sid, is this. We have a partnership with God. God has given us His delegated authority on this earth as believers by covenant. That's what covenant means.